Oh.
Howdy ho, neighbor. Happy Friday to you. Paul Gerke, Vanessa Ramirez hanging out on the couch for the Today in AZ After Show. This sits more than two. We are expecting company.
Where'd he go?
I heard JQ clearing his throat as he was making his cup of coffee.
There he is.
It's coffee's ready to go, folks.
Like
Here I come.
Man. He's coming.
Hold your breath.
He's gonna come crashing through the wall.
I'm pumped up. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it is.
Wait, why do we have to hold our breath?
Because I'm on the way.
Don't breathe when Jimmy's not around. That's the rule.
You're not passing.
No, this is great.
Anyway, hi guys. I hope your Friday morning's off to a great start.
I'm back. I was gone for the past couple
how you
days.
feeling? You
I'm
good?
feeling better. Yes, I just honestly just needed some rest.
Yeah, it happens. Don't spill that coffee on you, man. You fill that thing up. You hit the 10-ounce button on the
Big time. Always do. Always
I'm an 8-ounce guy. I'm an 8-ounce guy.
Because it's more concentrated.
Yeah, it gets too diluted at 10 ounces.
Okay. Yes.
Fun fact if you own a Keurig at home. Today we're tackling one of the biggest topics we've ever attempted to tackle on this show, and I'm glad we're doing it early because this could generate a ton of discussion. We're asking a very simple question with a not-so-simple answer. What is the best TV show of all time? There it is. The best television programming. What is it? Start shouting out your answers in the comment section.
We have lots of them
We'll show you
already.
some love. Let's start with the people before we get on our soapboxes.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
Okay, Mindy said The Sopranos.
Sopranos is a classic. Do you like the way it ended, Mindy? Because that I think is both a boon and a bust for that series. The fade to black. And you don't know what happened to Tony Soprano.
I didn't watch it, so.
I never watched it either, but I got into the last season because everyone was talking about it.
I watched not Nip and Tuck. That's another show.
That was a good one
was on
back in the
FX,
day.
right?
Oh
Nip
my
Tuck?
gosh,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was so
I forgot
good.
about that
Thanks
show.
for reminding me about that one.
What I meant was I watched Nips and Tucks of The Sopranos, and that brought me.
Yes.
But yeah, it was. I love The Sopranos, but I just didn't consistently. You know what? I was one of these guys. I just didn't. HBO wasn't in my was in my bill.
Oh,
I was out enjoying the world. So yeah, I'd hang out with Paul, watch an episode at his house. Oh, Entourage.
Oh,
A lot of people like
that's a good
Entourage.
one, too.
But I watch it the same way The Sopranos.
When you talk about HBO shows, there are a whole lot that you can get into that have only been viewed by a limited audience because of how limited HBO subscriptions are. So when you talk about The Sopranos, that's one. Game of Thrones is another one of those shows. I've never seen an episode, even though everyone raves about it, because it's on HBO. There are others too.
What's the other one that their last names are the Gallaghers? It was on Netflix, but now they have it showing on HBO, I believe, or Showtime.
Someone give us an assist here. Another one's Eastbound and Down, which I don't think anyone's going to say is the greatest TV show of all time.
I think it's hilarious.
But it's hilarious, I think.
Extremely inappropriate.
Yes.
Girls will not like it.
Show.
Most of it's just guy humor, crotch grabbing, inappropriate saying.
You can say crotch, I think, yeah. One of my favorite lines from that whole series, I didn't see every episode, but I saw most of the first few seasons, was in the very first episode when they're talking about baseball, and he said, well, I played some sports myself or whatever. I actually ran track in high school. And his response is, that's cool. I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. Think about that a lot. I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising.
Look, Mindy said, without The Sopranos, there would be no Breaking Bad or Wire, etc.
Who says that?
Mindy said it.
Mindy, why? How do you put that correlation together,
We've had a few people say Law and Order.
Yeah, I know a couple people that are really into
Without Star Trek, you would have
Juliana.
had Star Wars.
The procedural dramas. People love the procedural dramas.
Oh, wait, this one, Little House on the Prairie.
I
That's
love
from
Lucy.
Misha.
From Lisa, we got that earlier in the show. Carol Burnett
It's
show
cute.
from Jack.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I just stumbled on something. Maybe Star Trek had something. Maybe there was a massive influence for as cheesy as it was, for all the low tech.
Of course.
But it inspired a lot of people, astronauts, people in the space program.
Yeah.
It made people thinking. So what that show actually has done for today could possibly be one of the most influential shows.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Because it gets the younger generation interested in science and about the
man.
world that we live in and what's possible and what's not.
Huge, and it was culturally diverse. It had people of different
ahead of its time.
ethnicities.
When you think about
Uhura,
it. Yeah.
she was an African American girl, and she was going to
Yeah.
quit the show. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, "You do not quit that show. You are in a very intelligent, high-profile position on that show, and they're seeing it every day. So don't you dare quit it."
Huh.
She stayed.
Lori Dawn says Ultimate Spider-Man. It's literally in the title. Is that the animated version of Spider-Man, Lori Dawn? Forgive my ignorance. I haven't seen it.
Wow.
Robert says ER.
That was good.
Okay. Wendy says NCIS.
That 70s Show from Charles. That show is in syndication on like 10 different channels, I feel like. It's always on.
What's the one, the NBC one?
This is
Law
Us.
and Order?
Oh yeah.
That's going on forever.
So I've watched so many episodes of that. When I went away really fast to do a reality TV show, they kept us like in a room for a week, and that's all I watched over and over, like reruns of
Half the cast is dead now.
I was like, whoa,
They're dead. They just got old. That's all there is to it. You got two of them, two major players.
Mindy showing love for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Mindy, I'm with you on that. I'm not sure if it's the best TV ever made, but Always Sunny is always going to have a special place in my heart. That's a fantastically written show.
I saw an episode with Danny DeVito's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his prophylactic he's throwing around.
Dude, it's one of the most dysfunctional television shows I think that's ever been on the airwaves, but like the genius is in its chaos. Like, it's such a smartly written show that when you go back and watch, like, I know there's so many bugs in here. When you go back and watch episodes now, you're like, oh wow, I missed that. It went over my head the first pass.
Yeah.
But then you go back and you catch little things, little nuances and throwbacks.
You know which one that caught me big time was Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, right. So Larry David,
Holy cow.
also involved in Always Sunny. So like it's very similar, I think.
Everything inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know, just they break every rule. Which that's the difference between TV, I think, now and back in the 70s. You had your major networks that were breaking the rules, like Sanford and Son and all the race thing.
Someone actually called that one out in the.
Now they don't do that anymore, but you find that on the cable stations.
Right.
Larry David, they go there. So people always say, oh, those days are over. No, they're not. You go to FX, you go to cable, you go to different places, and they break those rules. You know.
The one I was thinking of was called Shameless, and it was on Showtime.
Shameless, yeah.
And for a while there, I heard tons of people talking about it, and it's a crazy show too. You're watching, and you're like, whoa, like this is somebody's real life supposedly. But like it's just those kind of shows. I think people get wrapped up in because it's like they're out of their element.
Yeah.
And so it's like a good one.
I will remember to my brother, God rest his soul, we'd work out on Thursdays. I'd drive to his house. I had a driver's license, and he's 10 years older than me. I'd drive to his house, and we'd work out and do the weights and everything. And then as soon as we time it perfect for Magnum PI to come on, we were going to watch, we get a big bowl of popcorn, and we just sit there and we just watch Magnum PI, maybe some pizza or something like that. Also, Miami Vice was huge, too.
Oh, Miami Vice, yes.
That was a big game changer for a lot of shows, too. That took it to that next level. I mean, actually, it's showing drug dealing, people getting shot and killed, almost laying that foreground for some of these bigger shows.
So that's a very natural segue to two shows that I feel like need to be in this discussion, and it's kind of a shame that we haven't brought them up yet. A few of you in the comment section, including Crystal, are bringing up Breaking Bad. Now, Breaking Bad, I think, for this generation is one of those first dramas that everyone can kind of look at objectively and say, whether you liked it or not, that was an influential show. I mean, Breaking Bad kind of took AMC and made it from like that show that your mom would watch old movies on to like an influential network, like a player. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then once Netflix got their hands on it, it got even bigger, obviously. But Breaking Bad is one of those shows that if you haven't started it and all your friends are like, you have to watch Breaking Bad, let me join the chorus and say you do have to watch it, but I also understand why you wouldn't. Because I said this on the show this morning. It took 4 tries for me to watch the show because it grossed me out, honestly. Like I got into the first couple episodes, I was like, 1, I'm kind of grossed out, and 2, I'm kind of stressed out. And I don't watch TV to be stressed out, and so this isn't for me. But once you get into the teeth of it, oh man, the payoff is tremendous.
It is huge, and my wife has never seen it. We just started about 2
How far
weeks.
are you?
We are just finishing the end of season 4. We're going to have season 5. We're going to finish it.
You can watch season 5 in a night. Seriously?
It is that good, folks.
They go home to watch it.
Yeah, we do, like constantly. She comes in, she's putting the groceries away. I look at her, she looks, I said Breaking Bad. Boom. Sit on the couch, we watch
And that is a marriage right there.
Oh, it is really good. And it's the second time I've seen it. And the first time I saw it, I had to watch it in parts because Netflix released season 1 and 2.
Sure.
Then we had to wait another season for 3 and 4. And then we had to wait another season, and I'd go to sleep watching it too, because you binge watch it and doing a morning show. Sometimes you wake up and like, what happened?
What did I miss? I got to start the episode over.
Yeah. Or you don't have time, or you think you missed some, or somebody fills you in on it. Now I'm going straight through. It is great.
The last 5 episodes I think I watched consecutively because I was like, I'm not going to quit now. It's too good.
Plus, I'm from Albuquerque, so I know
Sure.
every nook and cranny that they
yeah.
go. I know exactly where everything is. But it is extremely relevant.
I'll have to watch it then. I don't know. I heard everybody talking about it, but I was like, whatever.
Do it, and you have another window for a couple years because all these shows end up becoming dated.
Yeah.
I was watching Sex and the City, another great one.
Oh, I love Sex and the City.
But I'm starting to notice it's getting weird when she's sitting there for a date and she's waiting for him to show up because they don't have cell phones.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't hold up super well.
Yeah, Seinfeld's getting like that too with the answering machine. They're always checking the answer. It's starting to get a little dated. I noticed Seinfeld probably about a year ago. I watched it and I said, uh-oh. It's starting to get dated.
I mean, for me, there's some nostalgia that I like about that,
sure.
like the bygone era, just remembering a simpler time.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying.
I like that.
It doesn't resonate with the younger generation. They don't get it.
Because you want it to happen now. It's happening now. Check it out. That's part of why I watched Breaking Bad. I wanted to be in the crowd. I wanted to be in a conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be left out. And I didn't want Paul to look at me and go like this.
Yeah.
Over your head. Went over your head. Oh, this is a good one. Amy said Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That was good. That's
a
some
good
longevity.
one. I liked it.
I want to get to one more drama. I said I had 2. The other one's The Wire, which I think is my favorite TV series of all time. It was an HBO series. They did 5 seasons. It's a slow burn, a real slow burn. It's about the drug trade in Baltimore. Every season focuses on a different facet of it. A lot of the characters in that show made their careers from The Wire. Idris Elba, everyone knows Idris Elba, right? He was in that show, one of the main villains. Michael B. Williams also got his start on that show. Michael K. Williams got his start on that show. We ran through the list this morning. Method Man is in it. If you haven't watched The Wire and you love character development in long-form storytelling where you're not going to get the payoff yet, but it does come, and it's just that show. If I could erase my memory, start from zero, and watch one show with no knowledge of what happens or where it's going, that would be it. And I would do it for the rest of my life. It's that
Knowing
good.
you as much as for the short period I've known you, I think you would like a show that I saw just a few clips of called Mr. Robot.
Okay.
And that's the
I've
same.
heard of it.
It's the same guy that starred in the Freddie Mercury movie.
So
him.
he just won Best Actor.
Yes.
Why can't I place his name?
Yeah.
Rami Malek. Malek. So I watched the first 3 episodes of the robot show you're speaking about. That's the one where he's like a hacker and he gets involved with the wrong people and that whole thing. Right? I don't want to give too much away.
No. That's all that I know about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a hacker. I think you'd like it.
Okay.
It's very kind of intelligent,
dark,
deep.
too.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's a
it's
little
really
dark.
dark. And
Kinda like Breaking
Malik
Bad.
was also in another one I saw, The Pacific.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one.
HBO. They did Band of Brothers. And then they redid it. I think Spielberg was involved in this, and Tom Hanks and everyone. And they did the Pacific, which is about the thing. And Malik was in that too. Very dark character, very deep. I saw that, and I'm like, that guy's going to do something. I know it. So it was really good. That was a good one.
Sarah makes a great point here. Today there are just too many shows to have just one. I Love Lucy, probably one of the most notable. A lot of these shows, you could tell which ones really stand up to the test of time because they're the ones showing up in the comment section here. 40, 50 years later, people are like, that show is still one of my favorites.
Huge.
I loved
Does anybody out there remember The Fall Guy?
What about Bonanza?
Lee Major? Bonanza was huge.
Okay, so my grandfather loved Bonanza. So every time I'd go visit him, we would watch it. And I was like, this is crazy, watching how they made the movies or shows back in the day.
Do you know where that house
was?
was?
Loved
The exteriors? It was supposed to be in Nevada up in the mountains. Do you know where the exterior was?
Where?
In the actual house? In Chandler.
No kidding.
way.
Yeah.
Fun fact, home of the Ostrich Festival.
Bonanza.
Something to do.
Yeah, The Fall Guy, I'll never forget that started out, it was Lee Major singing, well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been singing.
Wendy says she remembers. Yes, The Fall
Yes,
Guy.
The Fall
Yes.
Guy.
What was her name? God, there's a beautiful blonde that was in that too. They all have them. This was this was only about 3 or 4 years before Heather Locklear, which Dynasty, that was another huge one that was in that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking 80s here.
See,
70s,
Lorenzo
80s.
finally said Shameless. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Kathy's on the same page as me as The Wire, too, by the way. Darlene brings up ER. I remember as a kid, Darlene says I actually got into the medical field because of ER. Talk about Star Trek inspiring people. I remember my mom, it was appointment viewing for ER. Like, I forget what night it ran, but like, when ER was on, it was, you shut the hell up and go upstairs because it's ER time. And you can watch if you want, but don't you talk. You know, like, it was basically Grey's Anatomy before Grey's Anatomy.
I was going to say, Grey's
right?
Anatomy is still running. Like, it has, like, I think it's one of the longest running TV series that there is, like, now.
I forgot it's still on the air. I thought they canceled it.
It's still on the air. No, it's like, I forget what season it is, but I watch it on Netflix, and then I still watch it on the Lifetime channel, and it's just like, no matter what, I just get caught up in it, and I'm sitting there for hours just watching it, and I'm like, what the heck?
I worked for an NBC station back in the mid to late 90s, and it was gold with that lineup in NBC. We'd have supper club. We'd all come home. We'd all make like something. We'd all meet at the apartment, and we'd all bring in something, and we would watch Seinfeld, followed by Friends, followed by ER.
Good night.
Followed by the 10 p.m. news.
All on the same network?
Were just NBC. Boom. That was. If you worked for an NBC station back then, you could be a monkey on the air. No offense to the people before us,
or to yourself.
This station, or to ourselves. This station was gigantic, untouchable in the ratings because of that. And you just don't have that. You know,
there are no shows like that now.
There are no stars like that.
Fun fact, real quick. I don't mean to submarine your remarks here, but there are. You know what the top 3 most watched shows in the Phoenix metropolitan area are? Can you name them? The top 3 most watched, any network, anytime, cable, local, etc.
Weather Channel?
This Is Us?
No.
No?
Weather Channel?
Nope.
No.
One of the reality
The
shows.
most watched. Think about it.
Oh, Dateline?
No. Number 1, Sunday
American
Night
Idol.
Football.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's number 1.
Yes.
What's number 2?
Not American Idol?
Thursday Night Football. You know what number 3 is?
Saturday Night Football?
Monday Night
It's
Football.
Cardinals Locker Room.
Really?
Yeah, it's the third most watched show any time, any channel in this market. Our show, Cardinals Locker Room, because it's after Sunday Night Football. We only retain about half the audience. Don't tell anyone I told you that. But it's still enough to make it the 3rd most watched program, and that says everything about your primetime TV. It's not appointment viewing anymore.
Now.
If it's not live sports, it just doesn't draw like it once did.
I agree. Appointment TV, we've all agreed years ago, it's dead. It is dead. You can get it other places, or you know what? Wait for the whole season to die completely, and then binge watch it on Netflix.
Well, let me ask you people a question then. Let's float this out here real quick. Let's say there was a show, Jimmy and Paul's Comedy Hour, that's on at 6:30, there's local news on. Let's say 8 o'clock on Friday nights.
Yeah.
But we decide going in, we're not streaming it, we're not posting it anywhere. It is you're watching or you're missing it. You can disable DVR functionality for shows so that you can't record them. Some live sports programs do that, so you can't record it.
Okay.
If we had all that set up in advance, do you think if it was the best show ever made, we could even touch the ratings that they used to have for appointment TV? No. I don't think you could. I think even if you threw all that stuff out the window, it would just be white noise. People would be like, well, I guess I'm not watching then.
I don't even know how these shows make money, like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad. The amount of money they're putting in for the production costs of this. I remember years ago, what did I see? The production cost for like ER was like 10 or 20 million per show.
That's insane.
How are they making money on this?
Yeah.
Well, obviously and that was back then. They had the monopoly of the audience. But imagine all these shows that we just went through that are playing right now. I mean,
like Game of Thrones, they have all the stuff you can buy. You can buy their clothes, you can buy, and then you go to a theme park, and then they have a musical, and then like all my friends, my D-backs friends, they all love Game of Thrones. They all get together and watch it. They all go to these activities that they have coming that visit the Valley for Game of Thrones. They went out of the country to go visit like some Game of Thrones theme park.
Yeah.
Like it's just big. They're spending the money that way.
Forget about the shows. How about the gazillions of like almost worthless movies you see on your, on your Netflix, on your Amazon that you're like, wow, they spent a fortune doing this.
To make this, and who's watching?
Yeah, who's watching? How does that work?
Bob got us with a sick burn here. I said, I know what it's not, listening to people sitting on a couch giving their opinions.
Oh,
well played, Bob. You got us good.
You're
I'll
right.
give you that one.
Angry Bob.
That said, let's take a quick breather from this. Okay, go ahead.
Wendy's gave us a shout out. She said, top one, your
Oh, come on, Wendy. You're too nice. So you and Bob are at odds. Let's take a quick break from this discussion and hit our ICYMI, or in case you missed it from Today in AZ this morning, the actual news program that we put on the air. Check out one of our favorite moments here.
A bizarre new trend has become an internet debate. Milk Coke.
Ugh.
Exactly what it sounds like. It all started with this tweet. Milk Coke is a real thing. Brummies, people from Birmingham apparently, love it. The post also includes a photo of the ingredients. The guy supposedly drinking it. It's gotten more than 1,000 retweets, twice as many comments. Paul, what are people saying?
People are saying the same thing that we're thinking, and that's gross. But it is a real thing, especially in Europe. Jimmy, our intrepid European traveler, will probably echo that sentiment in a minute. But first, we're going to hit Twitter. Maddie, I like Twitter because it educates me about important things like hashtag Milk Coke. This one very simple. Catherine, hashtag Milk Coke, hashtag Coke Milk. Nope. That's how I feel about it, too. Pop Culture Pizza Party. This whole Milk Coke thing is like someone who couldn't make up their mind between milk or Coke. This one is the grossest here. I saved it for last. My grandmother used to boil Coke and then milk and then mix them to cure diarrhea.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you guys have got any similar digestive issues this morning, but we just so happen to have some Milk Coke ready.
Here you go, guys.
This is curdling. Like, it's curdled.
So I don't like
I'm not drinking
so
this.
I'm good.
You know what, producer
I think it
Jess,
needs to be shaken up. is what
producer
it
Jess
needs
has my back, and she says that mine's diet.
It has a D
Try
on the
it.
glass, actually.
Okay,
Coke?
just take a sip of it and see
Okay,
what it
fine,
tastes
take
like.
a
No,
sip.
you. I don't like Coke or milk.
Listen, I'm not going to put my baby in danger.
Wow,
over this.
that's
Okay, Paul, look
responsible.
at
That's
you.
just good parenting right there.
It tastes like a root beer float.
Okay, you try it.
That's what I heard.
It's just...
Try it!
No, Emma, you love Coke. You love
Diet
Coke.
Coke.
And you need milk for your growing baby.
No, I have milk. I got milk.
This
Yeah,
is as
I
good a time as
participate
any
in
to
every
read some
other
teasers.
challenge. This one's all you, girlfriend.
I don't want to have a baby over this.
I don't think that that's what's supposed to happen.
Someone said it cures diarrhea, so it might make her go into labor. So maybe it's a good thing she didn't.
I
do
don't
that.
think that all those pipes are connected, but I'm not sure. I don't know enough to argue with you.
Tasted like a white
That's what
Russian.
somebody tweeted in.
Yeah, it was just the look of the curdling milk with the...
Because the
citrus
milk
and
was
the-
bad, we found out after.
No, it wasn't bad.
Well, I'm not going to argue with Jimmy on this. The milk may not have been expired, but the milk somehow had a shelf life that kept it good until May.
Yeah.
And it was protein milk, so there was...
Yeah, that's something weird about
that. I don't know. I don't
wasn't
trust
even
it.
regular
Intern
milk.
Claire trying to get us killed drinking some poison.
But like when you make a root beer float, what do you put in there? The root beer.
Ice
Oh,
cream
an ice
and
cream.
root beer?
Not milk.
Yeah, not milk.
Yeah, there's no way I was trying that.
I mean, it was fine. I wouldn't drink it voluntarily. I did it for the show, for the ratings, you know,
Thank you for doing
For the
that.
people.
for the
Did
people,
it for you guys.
for everyone
You
at
know?
home. Yeah.
Since I had
Happy
to
to
do all
fall
the
on
other
that sword for you.
challenges.
Hey, Wendy, we appreciate the love. You guys are really nice to us.
Oh, Amy said in living color.
In Living Color,
In
Soul Train,
Living
Three's Company,
Color.
cheers. Amy's just firing them off. She says she loves those 80s and 90s TV shows.
Yeah.
Isn't In Living Color where J-Lo got her start?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I think
she
you're
was
right.
a
Yeah,
backup dancer.
and what's his face? The comedian.
Darlene showing love to Bonanza and Little House on the
Living
Prairie,
Color.
JQ.
I love Bonanza. Love it.
Bonanza was great.
I know.
Man. Sanford and Son was awesome. The Jeffersons was awesome. These are all ways
How do-
Chips. I love Chips.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
I think I saw that in here somewhere.
seen that one.
Real quick, Jimmy, I'm curious to hear what you think about Peggy here. She says, I miss the variety shows. Carol Burnett, Dean Martin, Smothers Brothers.
Once again, it was kind of like non-appointment TV. You had
Yeah.
to watch those shows. They were fun for the family. They were laying some groundwork, major. What Carol Burnett did, I mean, the only person that probably went ahead of her that was as big was Lucille Ball with the I Love Lucy show. But then Carol Burnett was, you know, she laid all that work down for Saturday Night Live. Was watching. Those kids were watching the Carol Burnett show. Let's make up skits. I mean, it was amazing out there.
We
So,
try to
yeah.
do our own fair share of variety programming.
In the
mornings.
Hispanic community, novelas. Novelas are huge.
What's like the number one?
I can't even give you the number one.
You know
I'd
what
have
they
to
need
ask.
to do? Soap operas need to do that now.
Yeah.
They need to just stop
It was
them
the
and start
Mexican
doing
soap
like
operas.
3 months, start a new episode.
And it was so dramatic, and everybody wanted to watch, and you wanted to see. And so they have a different version of it, Jane the Virgin. Have you seen Jane the Virgin? And it's actually doing really well. It's still
I heard about
on.
that, yeah.
And they kind of use the whole novella theme to it. They have like
Yeah.
the narrator who sounds like it, and he says everything, and you know he's like, Jane is going to do this today, and like it's just amazing. And so like kind of has that feel, and that show's doing really well too.
Oh, there you go.
Chico and the Man, Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Jack just said Chico and the Man, like right
No
now.
way,
You don't
really?
have your
Yeah.
comments up, but that literally just came in.
You know why? Because I believe in that telepathic
Yeah,
stuff. I
you
really
were thinking
do.
it.
Yes, Curtis.
the
J-Lo
18.
was a fly girl.
Curtis is
on
the
Living
18
Color.
too, by the way.
Amy agrees with the novellas. I need to get the names. We need to ask somebody.
Was that Director Elston popping in the IFP?
I didn't hear anything.
Tom and Jerry, he says.
Tom
cat and mouse game.
We're doing cartoons now than Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, right.
Land of the
We're going-
Lost.
Let's just
How about
all
that?
Your
break it
favorite
down.
cartoon is another episode
Puffin
of
stuff,
the after
you
show.
know?
Real quick shout out to Ryan Travis and his daughter Lena. I met them last night at the Coyotes
on here
telethon.
again?
Yeah, Ryan just popped into the thread. He says Lena says Cardinals locker room live. Appreciate it.
You made some good fans.
Yo,
In living
or
color. Who's
some
the
fans.
They were so great last night. Everyone over at the Coyotes was
Yeah.
awesome. Like,
Isn't it amazing? So that's
good
what I
people,
experience all the time at the D-backs games.
yeah, I know.
Like, just-
your boy was there too, Mike. D-backs
Bauer.
Mike.
Yeah,
Mike / Jack Bauer.
Yeah, Mike Bauer, my co-host for the D-backs. But it's amazing because we have so many people coming up to us, you know, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we watch you," or "We love you guys," or this or that, and they just share their thoughts about the show, and it's kind of neat to meet
Yeah.
everyone in person, you know.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I see the love out there.
So we ready for our
Fresh squeezed juice?
Yeah.
Hit it. Yeah, why not? You call the shots, girl. It's a
All
Friday.
right. Well, here's something you don't see every day. If you have a cat, you know that they can get themselves stuck in some strange situations. Well, that's what happened with this
Oh,
little guy.
no.
I think his name is
Loki.
Loki. The cat somehow got stuck in a wall by the roof. Guess he didn't want to use the door. After a few minutes, he wiggled himself out. I had to wiggle when he did that. And he didn't even have to spend one of his 9 lives to get out. That's amazing.
How did he manage that?
Look at him. Yep. Yep.
They say that cats are just mostly fur, so like it's easy to get in and out of precarious positions like that.
They are everywhere.
Cats?
Yeah. Like they're just not here.
Oh, okay.
Like if you own a cat, there, you know.
Oh yeah, you could find them anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I saw
just
somebody
like-
post something online the other day. They said their cat ran away and they was missing for like 5 days, and then somebody discovered him like hiding inside a drawer or something. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I went. I was at a car accident when I was a news photographer, and it was minor. Everyone was okay, but the poor girl lost her cats, her 3 cats, couldn't find them, and finally, for whatever reason, she allowed me to. I said, "Well, I'm just stick my head in the car." I went under the seat. There, that much room by that much room,
Yeah.
and there were 3 cats in there.
Just hanging out.
They went right in there.
Yeah.
They were so scared.
Yeah.
And she said, "I found my kids." So it was a happy ending.
Good.
Cats weren't hurt, but they do that. They go into small spaces.
Speaking of cats, and this is probably not the best transition for it, but I saw the previews for Pet Sematary, and they used the cat. Remember that in the original
I
Pet
can't watch
Cemetery?
that.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
cat
neither. I'm
comes
not.
back
I'm
alive.
with JQ on this. I
it's
can't.
scary.
I can't watch animals and kids. Like animals and
Yeah,
kids getting
anything
killed or
like
whatever.
that.
Can't do it.
Tom Hanks in Turner and Pooch, he was doing the movie, and it was young in his
Turner and
career.
Pooch.
I think it's Hooch, right?
Turner
No,
Hooch.
Pooch might have been a
Turner
remake
and
for the
Hooch.
dog. I think. Yeah.
And
Turner
so
and
that's his partner. So at the
Yeah.
end of the movie, the dog gets killed in the original script, and Tom
Yeah.
Hanks is like,
Dog lives.
Never killed the dog. Dog can get hurt, dog can get shot, but dog makes it on the operating table. Dogs reunited, happy ending, and he did it, and the movie was.
What was that Will Smith zombie movie?
Oh, yes, I remember that one. And he had his little buddy with
Dog
him.
involved in that one too. Hate it.
Won't
Can't
do it.
Can't
The
deal with
dog
animal
lives,
suffering.
folks. Any young riders out there? I don't care what happens. The dog lives, and full recovery, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Good.
Full
Yeah,
recovery.
yeah.
You know. so
Happier
it
and
doesn't-
healthier than before.
Absolutely. And by the way, in Living Color, it was Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey came from In Living Color. That's
Oh,
gigantic.
him too?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Huge.
Robin Williams from Mork and Mindy.
Yes, that
Yes.
was another good one too. Yeah, who would have thought, man, to go from.
I feel
Mork
like
and
we could
Mindy-
do like, I Am Legend. Thank
Tom-
you, Wendy, for
Tom
that. The Will
Hanks
Smith
Yes.
movie.
from Bosom Buddies.
Yeah. Right.
Holy cow! How do you go from Bosom Buddies or Mork from Mork and 2
Right.
Oscars right there?
Right.
You think that's career suicide? You're dead.
Wild, man.
You
so
know?
I guess what we're doing is probably all right then.
I think it's.
This is
good.
no
Who
Mork
knows
and
where we
Mindy.
could end up. There's no rhyme or reason.
You guys, you've been fantastic in the discussion, but it is time to wrap up the show. I hope you had a little fun listening to 3 randos on a couch talking about TV shows. We had fun chatting with you. We'll do this again at 7:30 Monday. Huh? Huh?
Set a
We'll see you
appointment
there.
in your phone.
Have a great weekend. Say hi to the ostriches if you're going out to Chandler.
Or spring training games. What else do we have going on? The ISM Raceway. A lot.
Limitless amount of
Yeah.
stuff.
Done. We're just hanging out.